Going on? All right. Let's get back to it with the Mindset Mondays. Let's get back to it with the Mindset Mondays. We want to interrupt the pattern. If you start every Monday with the same loop, the same patterns, you'll end every week with the same results. So, what we want to do is we want to find ways that we are on autopilot and change the script. We want to find ways where we are on autopilot and change the script. Life is a lot easier than we like to make it to be. We just have a way of overcomplicating things. Life is a lot easier than what we make it out to be. Life is a lot easier than what we make it out to be. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because we like to overcomplicate things. We like to complicate them and then overcomplicate. We like to overthink and we like to get in our own way, per se. But what I would say is take a look at what you've been doing on autopilot. Let's take a look there. Like, what have you been doing on autopilot? Once again, autopilot is not a bad thing. Autopilot is a great thing. Autopilot is meant for effectiveness, is meant for the ease of use, is meant for to limit the amount of impressions so that way you don't get overwhelmed. It's meant to help you do things faster, right? But sometimes we get stuck there, and it's not a crime, it's not an issue. But what I want to make sure that we're clear on is that if you start to notice that you're getting the same results week out and you're saying, oh, nothing's really changing, the way that you're going to make things shift, the way that you're going to make things change is if you find the loop. You have to find the loop. On this channel, we have something called the Observer Loop playlist. Go look at that and watch it. Watch the very first episode to learn about the observer loop, because a lot of times we are just observing in our realities instead of actually participating in it. This is why I said, hey, let's become the most valuable participants in our lives, because if we do, we will set ourselves apart, but also get to the place that we want to get to. So what I want to do, where's the chat at? Let me see if I can find the chat. Somebody put something in the chat. I don't see a chat right here. Somebody put something in the chat. What I can do, since I'm in the studio, is I can do what your birthday really teaches about you. And I know a lot of people love that. So, but if I can't see a chat, I can't tell your birthday. Okay, so I need to see something going on in the chat. I need to see something going on in the chat. All right. So the key aspect in finding another level of life is learning your blind spots. If you are not getting the results you want, you have to see the blind spots. Because let's make it simple mathematics. Simple mathematics. If you say something loving to someone, chances are they might respond with something loving. If you say something negative to someone, chances are they might respond with something negative. Okay? So you're basically going to get what you put out. So if you are constantly under pressure or you're feeling overwhelmed, slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit and see for yourself, where could you be overthinking? Where could you be overcomplicating? Where could you just be overstimulated at? That's one of the things I want you to think about. Now, we want to get clear on the autopilot today. That's the whole point of today's lesson, is to get clear on the autopilot. Let me bring up something really fast online. Let me bring up something really fast online. I want to see if I can get a chat on this other screen. Let me see if I can get a chat on this other screen. Okay. All right, I can see the chat on the other screen, so good. Let me go grab that book really fast, just in case you all want to participate in that. All right. So I got that. What the birthday really teaches, or what your birthday says about you. So basically, it's the secret language of birthdays. Everyone here has a certain set of characteristics given to them at birth. Now, it's not some type of magic or whatever. The world is tuned to a certain frequency. All of it is based upon frequency. This is why language carries spells or cast spells or is commands. And this is why language can hurt. When they told you, hey, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words would never hurt you, they lied to you. True or false? Did they lie? True or false? Do words actually hurt? So here's how I'm going to show you in real time that frequency matters. So words are just vibrational sounds that are being made, well, people make meaning to them, right? So they're vibrational sounds that we assign meaning to. Now, it doesn't matter which language you speak. If you said something like, almost all of us would interpret it as something was good. If you said, even with the facial expression, right? But also without the facial expression, we could kind of guess, okay, what was going on there, right? So words carry vibrational sounds. We provide meaning to them. So if you hold the door open for someone and they walk through without saying thank you, there's no crime in that. There's no issue in that. But the fact that they walk through without saying thank you to you, it might make you feel some type of way. Now, that's you assigning meaning to silence. Now, if they walked through and they said thank you and you got happy, that's you applying meaning to words, vibrations. Same things works when someone steps on your shoe. Someone ever stepped on your shoe and you go, oh man, right away you feel some type of way. However, as soon as they say I'm sorry, what happens? As soon as they say I'm sorry, what happens? As soon as they say I'm sorry, we go, okay, you know what? In our minds, we go, oh, we feel a little more relaxed. But to them, we go, okay, it's all right, no worries, it's okay, no problem, right? You're good. So we kind of allowed them to just ease up. But I want you to think about something. I want you to think about this. Why does words make you feel some type of way? Why do words make you feel either good or bad? Sad, happy. Depending on what someone tells you, if they could tell you something, it could get you upset. Why? Well, words carry spells. So when it comes to frequencies, those words are on a certain frequency. When it comes to music, music is notorious for this. Movies, notorious for this. There's a certain frequency that is tuned to make you feel a certain way. This is where we come up with the saying, whatever you tune into, you turn into. So you being on autopilot, you have to be careful to what frequency you're attuned to. So this book right here will help guide us when it comes to the secret language of birthdays, when it comes to what the birthday really says about you. Okay. Now, the idea for today is to have a quick conversation based upon the autopilot. So if you have been doing whatever your plan may have been that you set out for yourself, and you've been doing that, but you haven't been seeing much improvement, you've been getting the same results, what we want to do is look for the autopilot. Look for where we are on autopilot. So the things that we do without thinking, we want to just, I would say without thinking, but it's more like it's subconscious, right? So we want to look there first. And the reason why we want to look there is because you have what you have because you are who you are. You are where you're at in life because of all the things that you already know and that you already do. And you're not where you want to be in life based upon the things that you don't know and the things that you don't do. That's real simple. If that's real simple, let me know in the chat if that's real simple. Let me know in the chat if that's real simple. You are who you are because of the things that you know and the things that you do. And you are where you want to be because of those same principles. But you are not where you want to be because of the things that you don't do and the things that you don't know. So therefore, all of who you want to become is on the other side of the things you haven't discovered yet. That's why personal development will always be the number one tool for your success, because no matter which assets you get, yes, you need income. Income gives assets, but what is greater than the assets? The person controlling the asset, okay? The person controlling the asset. So where are you stuck on autopilot? Let me know. Where have you been stuck on autopilot? Where you haven't been seeing an increase in results? So I'll put a question on the chat. Where can you improve the most? Where can you improve the most? Where can you improve the most? Okay. Where can you improve the most? What I want you to think about, I want you to think about this. Which areas can you improve in? Which areas are you staying stagnant in? If you can understand that, if you can understand where you're staying stagnant at, that's the area of focus. All we need to do is focus on that. Okay, which moves have we already made? Okay, what are we doing on a daily basis? Let's find out where we are with the autopilot. Once we find out where we are with the autopilot, then it's easy for us to be able to see, okay, let's go attack it this way. Now, the issue with that is if you're the only one looking at the problem or looking at whatever situation you're going through, it might make it harder for you to see solutions because you might continuously look at it from one side. So if I'm only looking at it from this side, I'm only coming up with solutions that solve this side, but every other side also is coming with their own problem. Okay? So when it comes to finances, right? So let's look at it this way. Let's say this is finances. When it comes to finances, we're only looking at finances as spending. Oh, I spend too much. Oh, I spend too much. Oh, I spend too much. We're not looking at what we are spending on. Is it giving us a return? And then so on, so forth, okay? There's no one-sided anything. So this is why we are looking at multiple sides. And if you look in life, there's no one-sided anything except for the moon. I only seen one side of the moon. That's the only thing I've ever seen, one side of the moon. And I'm assuming the sun too, because I can't tell if I ever seen a different side of the sun. But those are the only other things. Everything else, more than one side, okay? It doesn't matter what I pick up. Mindset max out, more than one side, okay? Everything else, more than one side. So sometimes we're looking at perception instead of looking at perspective. So perspective, seeing it from multiple angles. Perception, seeing it from just my subjective view. Make sense? Me just seeing it just from my subjective view, that's perception. Me seeing it objectively, perspective. Okay? Those two things are super important in your life. The reason why that's important in your life, because you're going to be faced with problems. That's not going to happen. It is going to happen. Get over it by being able to say to yourself, okay, yes, if this is, go back to the example of money. Yes, if I'm spending too much, okay, what am I spending on? Okay? What can I spend that would give me a return? Why do I like spending on these things? What's the dopamine effect of it? What's the payoff? Okay. And then also we could look at it from what will continue happening if I continue down this road. Okay. So when you look at it from these different ways, you can start to see yourself create different solutions that would allow you to be super successful. I see a comment in the chat. Don't forget, comment in the chat so that way I can go through your comments and be able to help you live on the spot. So building your business and scaling and reinvesting, that's a reinvest. No, it says revisiting the areas that are uncomfortable. Let's get in depth with that. So building your business, first and foremost, here's the number one issue with building a business. If you are building a business, you must understand. Let's say this is building a business. Okay, I'm looking at me building a business. I want to scale my business, but it's not scaling. I'm doing all the things that I should be doing, but I'm not scaling. Okay, let's look at the business in general. A business is supposed to serve someone. And when you think about you being a boss, you're supposed to build opportunities and serve your society. So if you're only just the only person in your business and you are trading whatever it is to the customer for the money, chances are that business will get overwhelmed unless it's something so simple where it's like it can run on itself, where you have a fulfillment where someone could just buy and it's pretty much on rinse and repeat. Like let's say things like Mindset Max Out, or things that they could download digitally where you don't have to do any fulfillment. All they have to do is go online and press a button, order something, and then it can be shipped to them, whatever. Even in some of the most intricate parts, like with my Mindset Max Out, I still need other components to it. I still need other partners. When any business, you have to look at the other side, the dark side of business. Most businesses fail after 5 years. There's a reason for that, because most businesses are running one-man businesses or one-woman businesses. And if you're running a one-woman business, chances are that business will burn out. I know this from my own experience. You will need to hire other people or have other people work with you and for you. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't utilize interns. You don't utilize interns to bring people on that you could pay a stipend to, or you could just have them get experience and help you grow. But that's something that you want to do. When it comes to scaling your business, you have to understand the 4 levels of business. Inside of your business, you need someone that's going to come up with the ideas. Inside of your business, you need someone that's good, someone that's great at communicating ideas, someone that's great at marketing, someone that's great at being able to have something come from the mind and show up exactly how they want it, or even better, in the 3D world. You also need someone in your business that's good at pulling people together. So if you have a community, you need someone in the community to be able to lift the community up, to have the community run. So you need to be able to have other people in a way to integrate what you have in your as an offer into their lives. How do you do that? You need to be able to show them how to integrate it. Not only that, the implementation part. You can have all the other layers, but if you do not execute on the promise that you give to your clients, you will run out of business. Okay? So when it comes to scaling a business, are you working efficiently? Right? It's the other side. Are you working efficiently? Right? Or we just go, if you're new, if you're just jumping on right now, what we're doing is using the book as an example to say that there's no one-sided anything. We have to look at all sides of everything, because what you don't know could be the thing that's stopping you from getting where you want to get to. Could be the reason why you're not growing the way you want to grow. So all of what you have right now in your life is based upon all the things that you know. The where you're at right now is an accumulation of ideas, thoughts, actions, results, consequences. It's just an accumulation. So when it comes down to business, it's all about business acquisition. You need to acquire talent. You also need to acquire good offers. You need to acquire the ability to be able to make the transaction worthwhile, so make it mutual for that person. And also, you need to make sure that you are acquiring people who can fulfill those 4 most important ideal roles, right? Because those ideal roles will help you win. You cannot have a business without operating from that ideal role, okay? So when it comes to building up a business or scaling a business, you will have to scale businesses based upon your acquisitions. So who are you acquiring? Are you acquiring partners that can help you advertise? Are you acquiring partners that can help you manage the business? Are you acquiring partners that can help you implement the ideas? Are you having partners who can help you bring out the imagination? All of those things matter. All of them matter, okay? All of it matters. If you have any questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. If you have any questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. So building a business is good, but buying a business is better. And buying a business is better because, remember, this is all about acquisition and becoming more effective in less time. So if I am looking to build my business, and remember, it's going to take 3 to 4 years when you first start something in order for you to get what we call mastery, right? Mastery is the ability to execute without the use of conscious resources. So this is why in school, this is why at the workplace, It always takes 3 or 4 years. Like when you first get into that job that position at the job, it's going to take you 3 to 4 years before you get the salary that you truly want, right? Or the salary, or start making that type of money. When you're in school, it's going to take you 3 or 4 years before they allow you to move to the next level. I'm not talking about grades because, whatever. To the next level, junior high school, college. That's how it works. Because it's fundamental in that 3 to 4 years. Now, the work week really should be 3 to 4 days too. But, as employers, we want to squeeze the most out of our employees. So we need to make them work 5 days a week. Okay. Now, some of y'all work 7 days a week on your own merit, or just because you might need the money, or you might, want to do that because you love it. However, we need to get clear on what the autopilot is. So if you're looking to build your business and scale your business, and you're revisiting the areas that are uncomfortable to you, which areas are uncomfortable to you? A lot of times we avoid the uncomfort and the uncertainty because we don't want that. We want safety, we want security, we want certainty, but I want you to think about that. We want what doesn't actually exist. That's why we can never truly get it. Aha moment. We want what doesn't actually exist. That's why we can never get it. You can never get safety. You can never get security. You would always have uncertainty because that's how life is. Go ahead and hit the like button if you like this conversation. Go ahead and hit the like button so that way more people can come into this live. Go ahead and share this live out. We would love to keep the live short. We don't want to overdo it, but we love to stay consistent. So that's why we are here every Monday, 7:30 p.m., whether it's a podcast episode or whether it's us live. So when we are live, it's best that you get on and ask questions so that way you can get answers to the questions. But go ahead and hit that like button up here so that way we know that you like this and you can get more content like this, but also so we know what to give you. Now, remember, you have what you have in your life based upon the things that you know. You are where you're at in your life based upon the things that you know and the things that you do. You are not where you are. Well, you're not where you want to be, rather. You're not where you want to be based upon the things that you don't know. So what we like to look at is the blind spot. So now we understand that. It's very simple, right? We understand that it's so simple. It's real simple. The way that we're going to succeed is learning the things that we don't know. Now, you might say, how do I need to learn the things that I don't know? Well, that's a great question. So what we want to do is we want to create a plan. Once we create a plan, we're creating what we call a roadmap. And if we have a roadmap is basically a funnel. A funnel is a series of steps to achieve a desired outcome. Okay? A series of steps to achieve a desired outcome. So for you, you're going to create your roadmap, a series of steps to achieve a desired outcome. And then in those steps, you're going to see, okay, did I do this? Oh, I need to do that. And this is how you start to uncover blind spots. Another way is to have a mentor or coach, because you can't see all the way around you. You only can see what's right in front of you. So your dreams will always be bigger than you alone. That's why you need multiple people. When you think about a building, if you were stacking and creating a building and the dream that you have was to create a building, you're only truly seeing the building at first, but there's so much that goes into it. You need a foundation, you need infrastructure, you need the pillars, you need things to make sure the building holds up. You need electricity, you need all of these things, such as plumbing, right? What I want you to think about is your dream like that as well. A lot of times we just see the dream. See, if you are looking to create a building, you might not be the master plumber. You might not be the master electrician. You might not be the master interior decorator or designer. So what you need to do is hire the experts. Remember what we spoke about. It's about acquisition. You must acquire talent. You must acquire business. So which businesses must you acquire in order to elevate yours? This is what business stacking is. This is what win stacking is. This is the rule to success, right? But it comes with those 4 levels of value. In those 4 levels, who do you have that's operating at the highest level to make sure the imagination is communicated to integrate into other people's lives so that way they implement? Let's make it a real plain case scenario. Uber, right? I love talking about the mainstream businesses so that way we all can understand. When it comes to Uber, Uber had an idea. The idea was, let's revolutionize the taxi transportation industry. Okay, how are we going to do it? Well, you need to have a big enough idea that you can communicate it so well to people that want to integrate it into their life and then execute on it. Okay, cool. How do you do that? You make a roadmap. How do you make the roadmap? Okay, I want to have a million. I want to have a million trucks. I want to have a million cars on the road. Okay, how are you going to have a million cars on the road? Well, I'm going to have a million cars on the road. I can't buy a million cars. But what if I could get people who already have cars? Okay, good. Let's write that down. Let's hire people that already have cars. Now we put that into our business model. Let's hire people who already have cars. Okay, cool. So now we start to piece our messaging together, right? So now we want to hire drivers who already have a license, who are looking to make extra money and to have their own schedule. Wait, do we want them to be on their own schedule, or do we want them to be on our schedule? No, I think they should be on their own schedule, because wouldn't it be nice for the client to be able to get an Uber at any hour of the night? So okay, cool. Let's do it like that. All right, bam. So now we are hiring drivers who want a part-time job or a full-time job, who wants to make extra cash at their own hours with their own schedule and become their own boss. That's who we're looking for. Do you see how genius that was? You see how easy that is, though? That's so genius. Imagine them revolutionizing a taxi transportation company without having their own fleet of taxis. Imagine that. So you might be saying the same thing right now to yourself. You might be saying, okay, I want to revolutionize some industry, but you might be saying, I don't have the tools. Okay, don't worry about having the tools. Worry about where you want to go and what you want to do, how you want to do it, so that way you can see how to bring it all together. Because your job, your role is to be the orchestrator in your reality, to be the MVP of your life, the most valuable participant. Okay? You want to make sure. Go ahead and hit this like button if you like what we're talking about right now and you can see the value in it. So the idea for us is to create the roadmap. Now, what happens after we run the same play? Okay, let's say we're still Uber. Now, it's getting oversaturated. We got nothing but a bunch of drivers on the road. Okay, cool. People complaining about the money issues. Okay, what can we do to elevate this? Well, here we go again. Now you want to think about the renovate, innovate, collaborate. How could you change what we already do? How could you build upon the foundation that was already created and then change how it's operated and collaborate with the everyday person? Here's how we want to start to think about it. Once again, what's the formula? Create your roadmap. Okay, right now it's what they call is oversaturated with vehicles. How do we stop it from being oversaturated with vehicles? Well, what we do is we create tiers. SUVs, Uber X, Uber Black, and then now, okay, that's how we're gonna do it. What we could do too is we could add a little extra fee. You know, if they want an Uber Black car, then we just make it a little bit extra, a little bit more expensive. So that way people with Uber Black cars, well, if they have black trucks and they come and they want to work with us, they can get paid a little more. So now they have a little more incentive. It's not overcrowded. Okay, yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. Let's do that. Let's keep that. Let's make it like that. All right, dope. Now they got different tiers. You saw how they did that, but guess what? They didn't start over from scratch and blow the business up and then make a new business. No. You don't have to start from scratch. Somebody has done the legwork for you. That's the beauty of you living in this era. That's the beauty of you living in this world, that you are existing in this time and day where you don't have to think about it first. You just have to execute it well. You don't have to think about it first. You just have to execute it well. So they wasn't the first persons to think about this. They just had to execute it well. Okay? So that's what they did. Renovate, innovate, collaborate. You always remember it. When we talk about renovation, you think about a house. If you was going to renovate your house, it doesn't mean you have to come and just blow the whole house down. No, it might have to have a complete gut and tear everything down if the electrical is bad and all these other things. Or if you want to change the house and expand it, you want to knock some walls down and make an open concept. Okay, no problem. Let's renovate that. But you still have the foundation. The house is built on a foundation. Okay, cool. So we want to just change the beliefs. When it comes to us personally, just change the beliefs. That's what the renovation part is. When it comes to business, okay, what's our messaging? What's our why? We just want to change the beliefs. And then we want to change how we operate. That's the innovation part. We want to change how we operate. So when it comes to houses, right? How you come in and you put what we would call appliances in. So basically, it's the application. When we talk about application, we're talking about how you apply the information. And basically, it's just how you operate it. So now with Uber, right? They say, oh, we want to change how we operate. And I'll get to how they did the renovate, innovate, collaborate and method and show you how to do that in real time. But then they said, okay, cool. Let's move on. We want to collaborate. If you have a real estate property and you did the rehab or whatever, cool, you did that, you did the renovation and you added the new appliances, and now you have to collaborate. So now you have to go get a broker, or now you have to go sell it to someone who becomes a buyer. So either way, you're going to do those 3 steps no matter what. You might as well control it and create a roadmap so that way you can be successful to reverse engineer and get the results you actually want. Okay, so when it comes down to Uber, which industry did they renovate, innovate, collaborate on? Taxi industry. So how did they renovate? Okay, they didn't make something new up. There's always been taxi cabs. There will always be taxi. There was always taxi transportation on the phone. You can get them to come right to your house, or you can put your thumb out outside. But here's the difference. So back somewhere in the 80s, people used to go out, wave their thumb. Hey, come here, cab, stop for me. The taxi pull up and say, hey, where are you going? You tell them a location. They say, nope, I'm not going there. And they drive off on you. Now you're spending many minutes standing outside waiting for a taxi. The weather could be bad. I remember I was stuck outside in the snow one time with the taxi like that. I remember calling them up and the taxi saying they're outside in 5 minutes and they didn't show up. So what Uber did, they said, let's change that. Let's change our foundation on that, our beliefs on that. We believe that you have the right to go anywhere you want, whenever you want to go. Okay, so listen, that's how the marketing starts to play on their mind. That's the communication, okay? So what they did was they said, all right, they're going to make an app. So instead of having to call, instead of having to go out and put your thumb out, now we make an app. That's the renovation part. They make an app. Why? Because you can be tracked. You can see the car coming in real time. You can see it all. You can see the name of the person up there. You can see the license plate, so that way you don't have to go jump into random cars. That used to happen when Uber first came out. People was jumping in random cars by accident, and they made it more prominent to say, hey, this is your license plate number that you're looking for. And now people just naturally integrate with that. They naturally look at the license plate number before they get in now, okay? So what they did was they said, now let's innovate. Let's innovate on this. You know how you used to have to pay the taxi guy, right? And there was a lot of problems on both sides. So let's say there's a woman and she usually gets taxis every day from work. It's just her normal commute. And now this sketchy guy who's driving her, taking her back down the back alleys. And she's like, sir, just go the other way. Go the other way because, you know, that's not how I normally go. And he's like, nah, I'm taking a detour. That's scary to a client. It's scary to a woman who may feel, you know, like someone is taking her without her permission. So what they did was they gave the name of the driver and they gave all this other information. So that way, you know, it's all reported, it's all in the cloud, and they're being watched, and they give updates, right? They ask you, are you okay? Or what's going on with Uber? And then on the other side, you remember when we used to go outside and they used to go take you to a certain place? Used to ask to take them to a certain place, say, hey, I'm going to Brooklyn. And they speed off on you and they wouldn't take you to Brooklyn. And some cab drivers might say, yeah, I'll take you to Brooklyn. And they take you to Brooklyn. And it's just using Brooklyn as an example. Brooklyn is a great place. But then then the passenger gets out the car and then the passenger doesn't pay the driver. So now you got two situations that Uber says, let's make a change on that. Let's renovate, let's innovate how we operate. Instead, let's not exchange money. Let's not have to worry about that. Let's put that issue to rest. As a client, you don't have to worry about carrying cash. You don't have to worry about fumbling the money. You don't have to worry about them upcharging you. We give you a price up front. Okay, you know the price up front right away. And guess what? It's charged to the card you have on file. Don't even worry. And then the guy who's driving or the woman who's driving, don't even worry. You get paid automatically. And if, let's say, the client or the trip goes some super long distance, guess what? We'll pay you for that distance, okay? It will cover your gas. You see how that renovated, innovated, and then they collaborated. This is the key part, the part that most people miss. They collaborated with the everyday person. Uber didn't go out and get old taxi drivers or try to steal the New York City taxi drivers or whatever city taxi driver. No, they said the everyday person, whoever wants to do it. So you cannot be afraid to partner with the everyday person. Don't always look to partner with the person who have all of the followers, oh, who work with all of the clients. No, partner with somebody who's already doing what it is that you want to do. That's what Uber did. They didn't force tow truck drivers to become Uber drivers. No, they said, whomever wants to join us, we have a plan for you. This is what we can help you do to become more flexible in your schedule, to create your own hours so you can become your own boss and get paid to be you, right? That's all we want. All of us wants to get paid to be ourselves. That's all we want. So they use the renovate, innovate, collaborate method. You can do the same thing. There's nothing that's going to stop you. But you must look at the autopilots, right? You must look at the autopilots. Whatever you've been doing consistently, but you haven't been getting any improvements in the results, those are the things that you most likely are on autopilot with. You go to the gym and you do the 60 crunches. It's just not even working anymore. Well, your body got used to it. Now you need to do 75 crunches, 90 crunches. So you need to change the output. Life is mathematical. So the combination of things creates the output. So if you change the combination, you change the output. A lot of times, what we're looking for is the illusion. We're looking for safety, security, and we don't want uncertainty. Unfortunately, you cannot get any of those. Unfortunately, you have to have all of it, basically. You will get uncertainty. You will have a sense of safety, but safety is just an illusion. You won't be safe because anything can happen to you. You might say to yourself, hey, I want to go and I want to travel on a plane. And your cousin might say, nah, I'm scared of flying. I'd rather drive. Well, either way, something can happen to you. Either way. So why be so scared to take risks when things can happen to you sitting at home? You know how many times I've seen like houses get on fire by neighbors? Right? On the news, you might see it. A neighbor's house catch on fire. A neighbor's house catch on fire, and then it catches to the next person and then the next person. It's like you didn't even have anything to do with that. You wasn't even home. You was on vacation. Come home and find all this stuff burnt. Anyway, the point that I'm making is be cautious of your autopilot. Take risks. Stop operating in illusions because guess what? We're all going to die here on this earth. That doesn't mean go F off your life and F off your money. No, it means don't play it so safe where you don't take risks to change your life. That's all that means. So in the comments, they said, what's your view on Ozempic? To be totally transparent, I don't know Ozempic, right? I know nothing about Ozempic except for the fact that it's a weight loss thing. Now, I do know that it's like two forms now, right? They have a pill version now, and they used to have the injection, right? Now, you can let me know if I'm wrong. But I just want to be clear on this. If you are taking the shortcut, somewhere along the way, you might cut yourself short. Somewhere along the way, you might cut yourself short. Watch, let me put it in perspective. You might smoke weed, and the weed might make you think about a lot of things and give you great ideas. But guess what? It's at the cost of your brain cells for the future. It's at the cost of your lungs for the future. So that's a risk that you're taking. Don't get me wrong. It might be well worth it. You might make that risk and you might come up with a great idea. You might get so much money that you can reverse some of those ailments and live a long life. You might get so much money you can eat fruits and vegetables and purge away all of the negative toxins. Hey, guess what? Congratulations. So there's a risk. So you saying something about weed is bad? No, weed may not be bad. It may be how you use it. Okay, same thing with Ozempic. Ozempic may be bad, but it's depending on how you use it. But remember, anything with the pharmaceutical company, they're not here to help you give you any cures. Pharmaceutical company is not here to give you cures, okay? So if you're looking for a cure from a pharmaceutical company, there will come a load of side effects. Way more side effects than what they're helping you overcome, okay? So always remember that it's okay to take the risk. If you want to use Ozempic, you can use Ozempic. Just don't abuse it because at some point you're trading something for something else. You might be trading off, a healthy liver. You might be trading off, some years of your life. Whatever it may be, you have to be cautious that there's a trade-off, especially when it comes to the pharmaceutical company. Always remember that, okay? Now, could Ozempic help you out? Yeah. Could he help you get into the right spot of weight loss? Can it help you? Yes. Now, am I a doctor? No. Do I know, am I knowledgeable on this to give you advice to take it? No. Do I know enough to give you advice to say, do I recommend you to take it? No. Anyway, how you're looking at that, I'm not telling you to take it. But what I am saying to you is, if you are going to take it, know the side effects, know the trade-offs that you're going to operate with, because we're all going to have trade-offs, all of us, right? There's a trade-off to having a lot of money. I'm not telling you not to get a lot of money, because if you get a lot of money, you could do a lot of amazing things with that. It can help your family. It can help other families. It can help you have a high quality of life. But remember, when you get a lot of money, now you might have other people asking you for more money. You might be taxed more. You might get people who are looking at you to prey upon you. Like this happened to me. Right? Like I got this car and I wasn't thinking anything about the car. I'm not looking to show off to anybody or nothing. It was like 3 years went by. I barely even post this car online, right? Barely even posted it online. You might see me in person with it because obviously it's a car that I'm driving. But I noticed that people would hike prices up on me. I noticed that people would try to take advantage of me. I noticed people would do funny things, plant things. They plant nails by my tires, right? This was when I was in other parts. People get jealous. A lot of things happen, okay? So you have to be okay with the trade-off that's going to happen. And that's really what I want you to get immersed into, because the autopilot lifestyle that most of us are living is good. It got us here. Imagine how good you have to be. Think about it. If you have all of this success and you did this basically on autopilot, you should snap it up and clap it up for yourself, because imagine where you would be if you got laser focused. I want to get laser focused again on another level. If you want to get laser focused again on another level, I want you to send me a DM and I'll send you some free resources to get that journey started. Now, we do have paid opportunities for you to join our communities, or for you to join and get personal one-on-one coaching, or get personal development help, or business development. We've been doing this for years. As you can see here, tons of trophies and awards of recognition, but we don't do it for the awards and recognition. It's good to show because it shows a stamp of approval, but we do it because we have a mission. And my mission is to help raise the frequency of humanity, or else why would I be talking about this? I wouldn't be talking about this if it wasn't. That's my goal. So in the midst of that, I'm allowed to get paid to be myself. So now that I understand all of the tools of how to get paid to be yourself, I'll offer that to other people. My clients are 7-figure earners, 6-figure earners. That's the people I work with. Why? Because they have money and they're willing to do the work. I don't like working with people who don't have 6 figures, or who don't want to have 6 figures, or who is not aspiring that, or who see money as evil, because then you're not going to pay me for the work that I do, and I'm not going to be able to help you. You get what I'm saying? So you have to also understand the trade-offs. I now know my trade-offs. I used to try to help everyone. I can't. I had to realize that. You can't save everyone. Somebody put that in the chat. Everyone that you love can't come with you. The boat will never be big enough. The boat will never be big enough. But what you can do is be the spark that somebody can see to light the fire within themselves, to say, hey, I want more for myself. That's it. That's all you can do. And if they want your help, then you help them. There's a lot of people on the internet that will scam. Don't follow those people. Don't be that person. There's no point to scam people. Everything is based upon frequency. Whatever you put out, you basically will get. And a lot of times you get back double. So if you put out good seeds and you sow good deeds, you sow good seeds, you do good deeds, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get that back to you 2 times. Okay? 2 times. If you're out here doing people dirty and you're being scummy, guess what? It's going to come back to you 2 times. Right? I had to spend $1,000 to get that tire fixed because I had to go get a whole new tire. But I'm not mad, rubbing my hands. Who did it? Trying to find who did it. You know what's going to happen to the person who did it? Their own karma. You know why? Because think about the person you have to be to go do things like that. You're going to mess around with the wrong person at the wrong time, and bam, something's going to happen to them. It doesn't need to be me. I know I'm blessed. So I'm blessed enough to even be able to take care of it. You get what I'm saying? Make $5,000 in 1 week. You get what I'm saying? And I don't have to spend 8 hours a day to get it. But that's me and my karma, because of all the things that I was doing prior to this point, all the work that I've done, the blind spots, working on myself, the days where it was so hard. You got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to cry. You have to see which sides or which type of person you are being, because this world is based upon a frequency of how you are interacting with it. Everyone in this world are versions of you. It's just a chance. Like, think about it. It's just like I don't know the real percentage of it, but I'm just making up one based upon billions. It's like the 0.00001% chance you became the person you are, or you were born in the family you were born into. Like, you could easily be born into a family who was wealthy. You could easily be born into a family who was sick. See, now it's up to us to take the responsibility so that way we can perform and create the life and create the legacy that we want. So if you put your birth date in the chat, we're going to close shortly. But if you put your birth date in the chat, I will go ahead and I will read what the birthday says about you. Now, I'm going to tell you this. You might say this to yourself. This is something I was on a basketball court and I was thinking about this, right? I've been playing basketball a lot lately. Oh, yeah. By the way, listen. Some of y'all don't know, but this is a student athlete of the year trophy right here. Yeah, got some medals and stuff. Anyway, it's about MVP medals. But I was on a basketball court and I was thinking about this. A lot of people don't believe in the whole ideology of astrology. They don't believe in it, but they know their birth charts. I mean, no, they don't know their birth chart, but they know their sign. They know their birth sign. There's somehow, some way, if you know your birth sign, you kind of believe a little bit of it. But I want to make sure that you understand that whether you believe in it or disbelieve in it, it doesn't matter what you believe in. You want to do the best job to realize what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You can't say this doesn't work for you if you haven't even dived into it or got into it or even learned about it. Right? That's like saying just because you were born as a Christian doesn't mean that you probably truly want to be a Christian at heart. Maybe that's just part of your family. But what if you learned a different religion? Or maybe religion is just not for you. But see, that's a trick thing. We all believe in religion. If you get up and you do something every day and it's vital to your success, you're religious. Okay, December 26, 1984. What's that? May 25th, 1989. All right, cool. I'm going to go with the first one that I see, which is May 25th, 1989. I bet you don't even look your age. Neither one of you do. They tricked us about age, by the way. When you think about it, it's 13 months, but being that they made 12 months out of it, they made the days shorter. So now, basically, they make you older than who you really are, right? And stem cell research has shown the truth behind this, but you probably already felt this way. I don't really feel like I'm 30, or I don't really feel like I'm 40. I don't really feel like that. Yeah, because you're really not that. So I want you to think about that, though. I want you to think about that. What's going on, Raquel? I want you to think about that. All right. So the May 25th, this is the day of the bold one. Ooh, I like this one. The day of the bold one. This is the Gemini of May 25th. This is the Gemini of May 25th. All right, 3 to 5 degree Gemini. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read a little bit of it, and what we're going to do is you're going to let me know how true it is. So if it's accurate, let me know if it's accurate. If it's not, you let me know it's not. But what it says, and this is for the day of the bold one. That's the name they gave you, the day of the bold one, which I love because I can already see that you are going to be someone of what we call the green flag. A lot of times I go through this and I do a red flag and green flag, okay? So we want to see if you're a red flag friend or red flag business partner or a red flag partner, romantic partner. All right, so whatever their degree of sophistication is, the May 25th people are fighters. I'm just going to leave it like that one before I continue. Let me know if it's accurate or inaccurate. Whatever their degree of sophistication, May 25th people are fighters. Let me know in the chat. 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 Okay. So, due to time constraints, it is 8:25, so I have to move forward. They may be devoted to protecting a cause, an idea, their country, or family. Yet in no way are they archaic or conservative in their beliefs, and they remaining up to date with their attitude toward the world. So let's break that down a little bit. So, yet in no way are they archaic or conservative in their beliefs. Okay, I can see that. I can see. So when it comes to the May 25th people, they're devoted to protecting a cause, an idea, their country, or maybe their family members, right? So when they say fight, they're not talking about physical fighting. They're talking about you wouldn't lay down easy. You wouldn't be walked over. You wouldn't be trampled on. You wouldn't be a doormat. They're talking about that, not actual fist fights. So inside of the messaging, they're saying that they are very protective people. So they will protect a cause, they'll protect an idea, they will protect their family, their country, their community, and they're not like really shy about their beliefs when it comes to it, right? So let's continue to read. It reads as follows. It says, "Those born on this day value money, clothes, and all outward trappings of life. Yet they understand that they are merely just facades of deeper spiritual life within. Now, above all, they recognize that freedom from tyranny, both from individual and the group, is of the highest importance." Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Okay, you already told us. You said yes, you will fight for justice. So yes, you are in agreement with that so far. That's at the highest importance, to fighting for justice, okay? So since those born on this day are attuned to the rhythms of the world around them. So you watch the news, you pay attention to what is going on, trends and things of that nature. Let's see what else it says. They are able to survive social change, sometimes going with the flow, sometimes removing themselves from whatever is happening in that circle that they don't like. Their friends and family will find that they are charming, they are agreeable, only to a point. However, they will never, ever compromise their opinions, even if it makes them unpopular. Okay, so I see what they're saying here. So you can clearly see what they meant when they said fighters right in the beginning now. So the May 25th person, this is the day of the bold one, we can see how bold they are. Even if other people wanted to make them wrong, they still would stand up for what they believe is right. So far, we're looking at this person as a green flag. So far, this is a green flag partner. She would stand by her partner, or he would stand by her partner. Now, they could also be red flag, because they could also stand for what they believe in and not budge, even though they could be wrong. So that's something you want to think about, right? Let's continue to read. It says May 25th people are philosophically oriented, and they have clear ideas on a wide variety of subjects. And these ideas are usually part of a larger, more universal code. This may be a code of conduct or belief or both. Not only do those born on May 25th hold themselves to this standard of conduct or to this standard of belief, but may expect everyone else to follow it as well. You see, now this is where we can get into a complication. You might have a partner where you might have these beliefs, and now you want your partner to uphold the same beliefs, even though they're not you. Now, this doesn't make you wrong, but it does make you a good person to be around, because you will fight for the people that you love. So a lot of green flags so far, but you have to be cautious of the red ones, because the red ones could really be like the ones that could truly do the most damage, right? It could really like one red flag could probably equal like 3 of the green flags. That's how I'm picking it up right now. But let me continue to read and see. Okay, those born on this day can be extremely unforgiving to those who cross the lines of decency. So this is what I was referring to. See, sometimes we all make mistakes, but the fact that they won't be forgiving. And they're not saying that this is 100% you. They're saying that this is most likely you, especially if you're on autopilot. If you're working on yourself and you're doing development, self-development, self-discovery, you're going to attune yourself out of some of these negative habits and use the strengths for good. Remember, a lot of times the strengths could also be the weakness. Okay. So let's finish reading. Honor and personal responsibility are immensely important to them, and their expectations are correspondingly high. They must learn, however, to be more forgiving and tolerant in their treatment of others. Did you see what I was talking about earlier? How it could be a red flag? Because you could be so good and that could be used against you. You can use your powers, your own powers against you. Let's see. I'm going to read the rest out. I'm going to read the rest out. Usually I don't read the rest out, but I'm going to read the rest out today. May 25th people are not just mentally oriented, but markedly physically as well. Unfortunately, their emotional side may be a bit repressed or, if damaged in childhood, severely blocked. They value affection, but find it both difficult to express and accept it. So you see how we were talking about how, like, with a romantic partner, you would go to the extreme for them. You would go to the end of the line for them. You would cross the ocean for them, bring them the moon, right? Whatever. But only if they do and say what you want them to say and do. That could be a problem because not everybody's you, right? Whatever they do, be it art, sports, sex, or work, is beautifully crafted or executed, but unfortunately can also lack feeling. Indeed, some born on this day take pride in themselves as cool personalities who are not given to display of emotion. So you don't wear your heart on a sleeve, which is okay. It's not a bad thing. But the May 25th people, those born on the day of May 25th, must constantly fight their fear of rejection. Learning to be less fearful in general is important for them, no matter how forceful they may seem on the outside. Ooh, that was huge right there. A lot of why the May 25th person would stand up for someone else, that same value system they won't apply to themselves in some cases, and they might have fear, right? So they're fearless when it comes to other people, but when it comes to themselves, they might show a little fear. Let's continue to read because it's not all bad here. You're still mostly green flag, but let's see. Okay, building a foundation of self-confidence, perhaps slowly over the years, will guarantee them success in the world and keep them from sabotaging their own plans. Watch out for the self-sabotaging. The May 25th, the day of the bold one. This is the Gemini of May 25th. Remember that. Those born on this day must find a way to live by their code of ethics without paralyzing themselves in introspection or self-criticism. Their ideals should find expression in pragmatic ways. Otherwise, May 25th people run the danger of becoming unrealistic about what they believe and a bit out of touch with their true needs. Uh-oh. This right here, this right here is powerful for you, Raquel. If you're still on, I'm not going to go through the numbers and the planets. I'm not going to read the tarot, but I will read the health and the advice and the meditation and the strengths and the weaknesses. So when it comes to the health, the May 25th people usually have very developed ideas about their health, particularly their diet. For this reason, it is difficult to give them advice on this subject. Right? No one can change how you feel about it. You're going to do what you want to do. You're strong on it. But let us continue to read. So it continues to read as follows. It says, those born on this day have a need for affection, which is belied by cool exterior. Ooh! So you play it cool like you don't really want. You play it cool like you don't really want the love, but you know you really want the love. You're a lover. You're a lover girl deep at heart. Stop playing it so cool. Those few people who can approach them emotionally not only bring much needed warmth, but can also make suggestions regarding their sleeping and eating habits and function as a mirror of objectivity. So, as long as you are close to that person, you'll let them give you advice. Otherwise, please, you don't know me. Such expression, whether in a form of creativity or simply conversation, reduces the propensity here for psychological frustration. Ooh, so just by you being in that creative mode or having great conversations, it reduces that frustration for you. So you love that. That's a safe space for you. The advice is this: work very hard on being less judgmental and more forgiving. Think things out carefully before setting out on your path. Avoid rash or angry decisions. Being cool is not always the coolest thing to be. Recognize the value of being vulnerable and emotionally open, which is what you actually did on the week of the challenge. So I'm proud of you. Snap it up and clap it up. You already moving in the advice. So the meditation for you is discovering another person's sexuality can be like learning a foreign language. Wow. Sometimes you could be selfish when it comes to sexuality, sex, and things of that nature. But that's something to be discussed further. Let's look at the strengths and the weaknesses here. The strengths, idealistic. The strengths, you're tough, adaptable. Those are all good. But when you look at the strengths, you can turn them around and you can see the other side of those strengths, right? So even though you're idealistic, you're also, the weaknesses is you're judgmental, right? Even though you're tough, you're also intolerant. Even though you're idealistic, you're also unrealistic, right? So those things matter. And the reason why those things matter is because every weakness is just an underdeveloped strength. So when it comes to being judgmental, we need to be judgmental in the right areas. When it comes to being intolerant, we need to be intolerant in the right areas. Habits when it comes to food. Like, so basically what we get from here, you love to eat and you love to eat those things that you love to eat, and then no one's going to change your mind about them. Now, you probably outgrown that, or you probably are outgrowing that, but that's probably something that stems from childhood. Or you probably ate the same things because you knew that they were going to taste good and you love the things that taste good. So you stick with the things you know and you don't venture out too much to the things you don't know. Now, this is pretty good about the Gemini being the bold one. I didn't read the tarot. I didn't read the numbers and the planets, but I read pretty much almost everything on here. And what it's really describing to me is that you are so bold, and you being bold is a great thing. It's needed, it's loved, but you have to tame it, because as much as it's a gift for you, it can also be a curse. As much as being bold is a gift, it can be a curse. Just as being bold, the opposite of being bold is also being shy, being coy. So in some cases, you're very bold. In some cases, you're very coy, very shy. You have to break out of that and step into your true nature of being bold in all facets. Even when it comes to accountability, if you were wrong about something, be bold and say, you know what, I was wrong about that. I'm sorry. When it comes to listening to other people's opinions, be bold about that and say, you know, if you weren't listening to their opinions, you know, be bold about that and say, you know what, let me actually listen to them because they might help me. They might help me, which is what you did with me, right? So that was bold. Let's see. Put your birthday in the chat. This was the Gemini of May 25th. This was the Gemini of May 25th. This was the day of the bold one. I have time for one more and then I'll close up. Time for one more. Let us know, Raquel, was that accurate for you in any way, or was it inaccurate? Let us know. Let us know. And if you want your birthday read, go ahead and let us know. We have time for one more. Who was that in the chat? If you're still in the chat, December 26th, I'll do yours because you were the second one. All right, cool. You're still here. December 26th. Let us know, Raquel, was that helpful for you in any way? Did you learn a little bit about yourself? Now, I can go into a deeper dive. Like, if I can get, like, feedback, like what we do. I usually don't do this on YouTube because there's no way to get real-time feedback. But if we do it on Instagram, I can get real-time feedback, and then that would allow me to kind of coach you through some of these things, which I love to do about that. Okay, so we're on we're on December 26th now. December 26th. This is the Capricorn of December 26th. This is the day of the Indomitable One. So those born on December 26th will not be beaten down. First of all, let us know if that's true. Oh, see, Raquel, I wish you would answer some. Let me touch on what Raquel said first. Whoever, what's your name? Put your name in the chat, December 26th. And let us know so far, is that first line good? Let me touch on Raquel's comments while you let us know. So, as a woman, you have conformed to social or societal norms, and you have been hidden for so long. So all of it was pretty much accurate, and you're working through a lot of identities. Okay, so I love that. I love that. So are you a person that is a proponent of astrology or not? Because as I mentioned before, some of you might not be, but this may reveal a lot about you. So you might open your mind up to seeing difficulty differently, and this could help you make sense of why you do certain things. Because some of us do certain things that are on autopilot, and we don't know why we do them. We just be doing them, right? But when we learn a little bit about ourselves, we go, that's why I do that, because it's in my nature naturally to be attuned to do that. But once you get the blind spot, you can correct that. So that's basically what you're also saying about the societal norms. Like there has been some societal programming on you that you probably can't shake because it's been these identities that you have stepped into. So what we want to do with the identities is we want to make sure we dismantle the identities. Okay, we want to dismantle the identities. Now, as a woman, yes, I do agree. There is a lot of societal norms that they put under women because, unfortunately, women actually live a softer life than men. Even if they say they don't, they go, "Oh, I'm not living a soft life." Well, you are. Like you are. Women are, compared to a man, you're living a soft life. You may struggle in your soft life, but there's women who also have lives where everything is taken care of for them, where they don't have to worry about money, they don't have to worry about anything. All they have to do is watch children and clean up, and they still found a way to complain. So please, please, please. I know everybody's going through their own struggle. I get it. I understand. I'm totally within reason with all of that. But what I want to make sure that you realize is that those strengths and weaknesses, you start to pay attention to them, like being judgmental. A lot of times, it's not even that you're super judgmental to other people, you're judgmental to yourself. And then that is what causes you not to be successful. And we all do it. But how much of it are you doing? That's the key. So for you, I love your birth date. I love who you are. You just got to step a little bit more on faith and step out on your bold characteristics, because you can't lose. Honestly, this is who you are, but you have to pay attention to how much you hold on to who you've been. And one of my coaches, I always talk about her, Lisa Nichols. She said, "You can't become who you want to be holding on to who you've been." So that's something that I want you to think about. Okay. You can't hold on to you can't become who you want to be, hold on to who you've been, and you can't hold on to who you've been wanting to become who you want to be. It's just not going to happen. So you have to make a decision, and you have to say to yourself, are you going to walk boldly in your decision without thinking about the having security, having certainty, because all of that doesn't exist anyway. Now you can play your cards right, and you can make sure you have stuff coming in as far as monetary. So if you have a job, cool, keep the job until all of your art and all of your other things exceed the job income, okay? Cool. Let's continue to go to December 26th, Capricorn. So the second line, well, I'll start from the top. Those born on December 26th will not be beaten down. Not uncommonly, they adopt the stance of, particularly in their youth, by the way, they adopt this stance that they're not going to be beaten down, they're not going to be held back, and it happens somehow in their youth. They tend to live on the fringe, or at the very least, they oppose the prevailing standards of the day, meaning that you are not going to follow the social norms or societal norms. You're going to go against that. And they can be labeled as troublemakers or attract a measure of hostility or negative energy because they're defiant in certain ways. If you like what we're talking about, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to get some more information about what your birthday really teaches you or what the birthday tells about you, then I want you to go ahead and hit that like button at the top or wherever it's at on your page. Let's continue. It continues to read as follows. It says, over the years, their outlook usually becomes more conservative, settled, and reserved. But if they remain unfulfilled or on the outside of society, such may not be the case. More highly evolved December 26 individuals even eventually moderate their involvement with issues of power and become more open and accepting. Okay. All right. So I'm getting something. Even though they can't be beaten down, I do see that there is some sort of giving into. So they may have a stance that they hold firmly to, but there's somewhere along the line that they will give in. I don't know. This is me making a guess. I haven't even read all of it, but it seems like if you were pursued by a partner, the longer they pursue you, the higher chance that they have to get you. The higher chance they have to get you, because eventually you'll give in to them. Now, that's just me assuming this. Let's continue to see. So far, you are a green flag, but you're really close to being a red flag. Now, but let's see though. December 26 people are challengers by nature. The truth or the falsehood in a given situation is something to be examined in plain sight, not bandied about casually or avoided at the stake for convenience. Those born on this day are courageous enough to confront issues or areas of existence that others may shy away from, whether in their family, social group, or work situations. They are known as outspoken critics of ignorance and have little patience for flattery or deception. Okay, so you're critics of ignorance. You don't like when people are ignorant to certain things, and you'll speak out on them. You'll call them out on it. I get it. Totally understand it. Love it. Okay, let's continue to go. So we have another person that is standing up, whether it's for family, for social groups. So this is another green flag. We like that. But remember, on the other side of that green flag for standing up for people, there's a red flag because we could be putting people down or being highly judgmental of others. But let's see. Let's not judge them yet. Let's go through it, right? Most often, their interests lie in everyday matters, in the here and now, rather than the supernatural or the metaphysical pursuits. So hard-nosed realists, they are hard-nosed realists. Okay, so it's all about here right now in this plane of world, plane of existence. I totally get that. They're usually known for keeping both feet firmly planted on the ground. Okay, the danger exists that December 26 people can get too hard, like a stone, that year after year resist the wind and the rain. Wow, that's hard. That's hard right there. Like sometimes you probably can't change your mind. If you set on it, you're set on it. That's it. But let's continue to read. Finally, they may lose sensitivity to the point of becoming unfeeling, both personally and in empathetic sense. Okay, to safeguard against such thing happening, December 26 people must consciously allow their humanness and make an effort to admit their mistakes, see the opposing point of view, and perhaps even occasionally admit defeat. Now, in addition, they must, particularly in their late 30s and early 40s, concentrate on remaining open not only to new experiences, but to following their higher aspirations. Okay, so far, let us know if this is accurate or inaccurate. December 26 people are really in a hurry, right? They're really in a hurry to get things done. They implement their ideas slowly and carefully and usually do not overreach themselves. that could be a red flag when it comes to business, because you might not go above and beyond unless you have certainty. And remember, that is an illusion. We don't want to have yearnings for illusions because they're not real. So we would never attain it, which means that if we're searching for safety, it would never come in your dreams. Your lifestyle, the life that you want, will never take full suit. Let's see what else it says. As it reads as follows. It says, they have an impressive ability to concentrate all of their energy into one area, which makes them devastating opponents. Ooh, I like that. And bad enemies to make. Ooh, I know you get. I know that one is accurate. Don't cross you. Don't do it, because you probably, because this probably has something to do with Capricorn nature in itself. That, because I used to have this, and one of my brothers, he's upset that I don't have this anymore, because it was more like, I will step on you, right? Like I'll yeah, don't cross me. Don't do that to me, because I'll be the one to put the foot on the neck. Okay, you're not getting up. Don't fight me neither, because I'm not fighting to fight. I'm fighting to end. I'm fighting to end something. Okay, so I'm just telling you, that's probably where you're at with that on a Capricorn level. So you don't want to make enemies with those people. Okay, you want them as strong allies, because they'll go to the brink with it. However, they can be difficult and intense in love relationships, as they generally must play the dominant role. Serious attempts to wrest this position from their partner usually meet defeat or cause the relationship to break up. That's what I said. I knew it. I knew that there was a red flag. You're on a borderline of being a red flag. See, red flags are not always bad. You can have a lot of fun with red flags. The issue is they're temporary, which is not bad, because everyone is temporary. But with a red flag person, they could love you so hard, they can drop you off so hard as well. So be cautious. You have to be cautious, because sometimes when you're dropping people off, you hurt yourself too. Because when you build a relationship and you make someone part of your life, and then you're just so quick and easy to cut them off, and so stone cold hard. And guess what? You're cutting a piece of your own heart out. And this is what can make you more cold hearted, because you've been cutting people out so long that you don't have any heart left. You could be cold hearted. So be cautious of that, because that could backfire on you. Because I know it's coming from a protection. It did say that started in childhood, right? That rebellious stance. Yeah, particularly in their youth. So this is something that started from childhood. So be cautious of that. We'll figure out what this all means when we get to the strengths and weaknesses. So I think we have one more line. Yes. Learning to supply tenderness, kindness, and unconditional love to a mate is a great challenge for December 26 people to meet. They can't do it. They could do it if they work on it, but there's something about them. It it just makes them lose power. Or when they're in a relationship, it makes them feel like they don't have their independence, right? So what they really have is avoidant attachment style. So even if they broke up with the person, right? Or if the person broke up with them, it's two ways that how it go. If they break up with the person, they're good. They don't want nothing to do with them. They'll block their number. They'll delete them. They'll just ignore them, act like they don't exist, all of that stuff. But if it was the other way around, they would like be more, especially if it's a man though, they'll be more inclined to be apologetic, right? And want to win that person over. But just when they bring that person back into their lives, they do it all over again. So you have to be cautious with that, okay? So right now, you're on the red flag. Let me know in the chat. If you feel red flag, put a red flag in the chat. If you feel like this is a green flag, put a green flag in the chat. I'm sorry, not everyone is going to be a natural green flag, because you need natural red flags, just like you need natural green flags. But everyone has the ability to be a green flag, and everyone has the ability to be a red flag, okay? So I'm not going to read the tarot or the numbers and the planets, but I'm going to read the health, because this is always important to share about health, okay? Look, he said, I can't be with someone that's not doing the work. It's pointless. I understand. I totally get it. You don't want to outgrow your partner, right? So those born on December 26 can have problems with their eliminative and digestive functions. If their metabolism is slow and their body possesses what we would call a slow digestion, right? What we would say is this: you want to make sure that you are eating healthy. So for me, I had to go get certain herbs. If you are having these digestive problems where it's slow to digest, I would say definitely look into herbs, look into fruits, definitely fruits, watermelon, mangoes, pineapples, like that. And also limes. All right, cool. Let's continue to read. It says their metabolism is slow and their body process takes longer than most. They may not want to seek advice from a herbal physician, a homeopathic physician, a dietist. The generally increase in fiber in their intake will be beneficial, as well as cutting out much refined flour, sugar. What else does it say? Processed foods. Yep, processed foods. Regular dental checkups are a must because there could be a problem with calcium deficiencies, which can help with, which can lead to like bone loss and things of that nature. So you want to be able to replace calcium deficiencies with vitamins and minerals. But I think you should probably do more of a holistic versus vitamins. You can still have vitamins, but get your minerals and vitamins from the source itself. Anyway, let's continue to read. It says for women, the use of estrogen therapy in menopause may be helpful in preventing brittle bones in old age, and it should be monitored carefully by a physician. Prostate problems can surface for the December 26 men who may consult their doctors. Moderate daily or tri-weekly exercises is recommended, so make sure we're exercising, particularly those activities that emphasize skeletal flexibility, since increased rigidity with advanced aging is common. Okay, so that's something that we want to think about. So I also think that that energy that we are radiating could also hurt, right? So I guess that's where the correlation comes from with the health, that energy, because we take things and we hold them, right? And then we make so much about them. So for example, if we got into an argument with a loved one, it's not going to be easy for the December 26th person to let that go. They're going to hold on to that. But you holding on to that store of energy is permeating through your body, especially through the digestive part, and then it's seeping in. And then remember, it's all frequency based. So your blood is boiling at certain times when you get upset with people, and then that can have a negative effect on how it turns out with the calcium inside of your body, because your blood is helping build up that calcium. So be cautious of your anger. Be cautious of you lashing out or being impatient. Okay. Be cautious of those things. The advice says keep an open mind and maintain flexibility. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong, and do not demand absolute allegiance. Ooh, I get that. You want super loyalty, don't you? You want super loyalty. Don't look for that. Don't demand absolute allegiance, because that's once again another illusion. You can't have absolute allegiance. But I do understand you do like loyalty. There's nothing wrong with that. We should all have loyal friends, and that should be a standard that you uphold. Such an attitude only arouses resentment. So you can easily create resentment from other people, and it's only coming from your own thoughts. Resentment is coming from you, but it's coming from your own thoughts, which is a conundrum. So that's why it can cause sickness. So please be cautious about that, because you can take your own self out with that, and you can get really sick. All right. So remember your family and colleagues. Oh, I said, remember your families and colleagues. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. So you're the type of person you could pretty much forget people. Call your mom, call your dad, or call somebody. Call somebody, let them know you love them today. Don't harden your heart. Remember when I was talking about how every time we cut people off and you made some contact where you invited them into your heart and you loved them, every time you cut someone off, you're cutting a piece of your heart out. So the more you cut off, the more you become heartless. And this is where we get those ideas of heartless and a cold heart from. Don't let your heart harden, okay? Meditation. The most rigid trees are the first to be snapped in the wind. Okay, see, makes perfect sense. Do not be the person that's harboring these feelings and you're lashing out and you're critical against people this way because you have a higher chance of dying early, right? You have a higher chance of being taken out by your own actions. So be cautious because that's something that you have to pay attention to. So let's go over to the strengths and the weaknesses. The strengths is that you are careful, which I love. You're preserving and you're methodical. But you know, just like I know, those same strengths, if you turn it around on the other side, they have very severe weaknesses, which means those gifts can be very, very strong curses. So be cautious with that. They're inflexible is the weakness. Inflexible, dominating. See, dominating could be good too. Sexually, it could be good for certain people, or it can be good for like leadership. But dominating could be a weakness inside your relationship. Okay, so be cautious with that. What else? Authoritarian. Yeah. So you want it to go your way. It's your way or the highway. It's your way or the highway. Don't let it be your way or the highway, because unfortunately, all of the potential that you're going to actualize is going to come from with the help of other people. So you have to have input from other people into your life. It can't just be you dominating everything. You have to give space to let other people come into your life. And part of it, I get it now. I get the whole thing. Part of it is the things you had to learn to survive. Okay, it makes sense. Those, oh shoot, do you suffer from abandonment in any way? Let me know in the chat. It doesn't say that in here, but that's what it's telling me. It's saying that when you were young, there was some sort of abandonment, and a lot of what you are experiencing is that you are still defending yourself in a lot of ways. You're still defending yourself in a lot of ways. So everything you had to learn to survive, you have to now unlearn to thrive. Oh, shoot. That's crazy. Oh, this is crazy for you right now. This is crazy. Put a like up here if you like what we're talking about and you want us to do more of this. We typically won't do it on YouTube because it's hard for us to do it with just the comments, but we're getting through it today. Mommy issues. Yeah, see? I'm sending you a lot of love. Sending you a lot of love. Because mommy issues could be real. And those traumas that you have that has been passed down, you have to now unlearn those things because they won't let you thrive. In fact, they will get you sick. You'll end up being sickly and you'll be on medication. And remember, women are preyed on through the pharmaceutical world because they're easier to influence because they live a soft life, meaning that you can just tell them what to do and they just do it because they don't have to have a hard life. The only thing that's hard to them is the psychological psyop that has been placed over their mind when it comes to men, where it make it seem like men are all of these predators, and men are really not predators in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's some out of 10 men, 2 of them. Okay, but the majority would be painted in the media as 8 men would be predatorial, and only one out of that 10 men would be like really safe for you. But that's not true. Okay, so be cautious of that. Be cautious of those identities that's been placed on you through media because you're more susceptible. The more trauma you have, the more you're susceptible to identities from media. Okay, be cautious with that because if you do not focus on your healing journey, these identities will catch up to you. These old paradigms will hurt you and they will be the cause of your end. Okay, so I'm sending you a lot of love because I don't know what's going on per se with what happened in your life and what's still permeating. But if you are on Love Plus, go ahead and take the mirror challenge. That will help you get out a lot of that hurt that you've been carrying from the abandonment. And remember, you have great strengths too. So let me just go over the strengths one more time for you. And remember, any weakness that we describe is just an underdeveloped strength. So you just have to work on that. Just have to work on it. The reason why I started going into this because it's super helpful, everyone. You should probably read some of this stuff or come on to more of my lives and ask me to read it because this right here will save a lot of trouble for you. When it comes to you being in relationships, A relationship is actually a safe place for you, but you haven't given yourself the chance to be in it. You're always looking at it. This book is called The Secret Language of Birthdays. Okay? So the strengths, once again, was giving. Oh, wait, let me make sure. Nope. It's careful, preserving, methodical. Those are great. Like, you make a great business partner or an employee. Like, you probably got like employee of the month, or you probably got like great accolades in school if you was focusing, the trauma wasn't taking you out of that. Because I could see also you could also have been the bad kid in class too and kind of got kicked out of class or whatever because of the trauma was probably too much. But those are great qualities. Methodical, like you could be a great strategic partner. You could be a strategist in some field, right? Like if you're methodical like that and you're careful, so you mean you pay attention to the details. That also is a gift and it could be a curse because when you pay attention to the details, you might pay too much attention to the details, which means you might make up stuff. Like when you're with partners, you might make up stuff. Like for example, your partner could get a text from someone and says, "I miss you, baby." And it could just be that his aunt speaks like that, or his grandmother speaks like that, or his mom speaks like that. But then you just take it out of context. Nah, that's not your mother, and you might not even approach him and say nothing to him. You just might, nah, hey, cheating on me, and then go crazy. So be cautious with that. You have to know yourself to understand that sometimes you're just gonna make up stuff that doesn't really exist. Be cautious. The weaknesses, inflexible. You have to be flexible. Okay? Be flexible. Be flexible. Dominating. You can't want to dominate. That's a problem. You get into an argument, you got to have the last laugh. Not the last laugh, the last word. You got to have the last word. Don't do that. Don't do that anymore. Don't do it because you're such a sweet person. And the problem is, most people wouldn't know, and they won't get to experience how sweet you truly are. You're really a lover, but you're afraid to love. Oh, man. And then you want to assert your authority over people. I get it. My house, my rules. You're like one of them parents that whatever's happening to my house, if you don't like it, get out. You're like one of them. And I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying that's typically what that would mean. Is that's why you would see parents like that. And you might be like, damn, why is she talking to a child like that? She's on autopilot. She's not aware that that's happening. She's operating from her natural state. She doesn't know. She's not attuned to that, right? So you have to be aware of who you are, because if you're not aware of who you are, you're going to hurt yourself, because those people are a reflection of you. Every time you cut someone else, you cut yourself. Every time you point a finger, you got three pointing back at you, because this world is a frequency world, and those people out there are mirrors. All of you as on this live are mirrors for me. I'm a mirror for all of you. That's why I'm saying things to you. You're like, damn, how is he this accurate from this book? How is this book talking about me? This book doesn't know me. You don't know me like that. I get it. But we're mirrors of each other. Okay? And your next level is loading as long as you start to work on your personal development. Now, we have, like, if you want to get personal development with us, we have packages of personal development as low as $500 for an entire month. You're not getting this anywhere, okay? So if I'm you, I would do those things. We have personal one-on-one calls. If I'm you, I would get on that, because what's going to happen for you is you're going to be able to overcome all of those obstacles and blind spots that's holding you back that you cannot see. That's why this book is so important. I had to get this book, because when it revealed things about myself, it made me go, oh, that's why I get snappy with people who are not intellectual. If you're not an intellectual person, or if you're acting slow, I get snappy with you. Why? Because it's in my nature as a Capricorn. I don't got tolerance for that. I don't got tolerance for that. Capricorns across the board, we don't have tolerance for that. We just don't like it. We don't like you playing like that. We don't like you playing around. We don't like you playing small. But then in reality, that's just the nature. That's just how you were taught, so that way you can learn the skills that you need to learn to become the person to get paid to be you. That's all. You don't need to keep carrying them on into adulthood. You need to allow those things to go, to release them. Okay. And now you need to have tolerance. Think about it. Now I have a lot of tolerance. I'll bring people up on stage and I'll listen to their problems. I get on a phone call and look what I'm saying to you. Look how much money it's made me. Look how it allowed me to get to another stratosphere in life because I took the weaknesses that I had, turned them into strengths. So don't be so gun-ho on being right. Don't be so downright dominant on making sure your word, making sure you had the last laugh or making sure you had the last word. Don't be that person because it's not helping you. It's only hurting you. But if you turn that into your power, because that's really pain, you turn that into your power, that's when it serves you and you can get paid to be you. Yes, it's on Love Plus. Go to loveplus.com, LUHVPUPLUS.com. And what you could also do is you can also book one-on-one calls. Even if you don't have any money, the Love Plus platform is free. So it works like this. If you don't have any money, just use the platform, right? Because then the platform is free and you do it by yourself. But doing it by yourself is going to take a lot longer because you have to also be the person that looks behind you. That's a hard thing to do, right? It's harder for you to do that. But the next level is to book a one-on-one. You book a one-on-one and you use the platform, then you have someone like myself or anyone from my team that can help guide you and then give you the work to use to now uncover your blind spots, to stop the things from holding you back so that way you can move forward and have more clarity, more direction, make more money, and once again, most likely get paid to be you, to become your most attractive character. That's really what we do here. And then the next level is buying into a program where you get the one-on-one help in the ongoing support in the growth system. Make sense? So you see how those levels work for free. Just go read, just go not read, just go do the Love Plus platform. Right? And if you want to get a little creative and maybe money is a problem for you, but you have a couple dollars, then you go get the book, Becoming More Effective in Less Time book. You have money and you don't really want to waste time. You want to cut out some of the learning curve and cut some days in half and become more effective in less time. Okay, cool. You get on a one-on-one call. Or you participate on the lives. Right? When we go live and we bring you up on stage. And then if you want to take it to another level, you just join the programs. But once again, if you're an individual and you're looking to get personal development, you are the platform's client, like Love Plus's client. Like you could work with Love Plus, you don't need me. But if you are a business owner and you have employees, or if you run a community and you have members, then you become my client. Those are my clients because I'm helping them get paid to be themselves by developing their people that's around them. You get that? You could do the same thing too. And I can show you also on those one-on-one calls, depending on your calls, how you can multiply your money, how you can get multiple streams of your money, how you can get paid to be you. And you don't even have to worry about money. You could really just be the person that's stepping into an attractive character so you can have better romantic relationships. Okay? With that being said, we are way over time. We're getting ready to go into 100 minutes on the live. So we have less than 3 minutes and then we're done. We're at 100 minutes. Okay? Once again, somebody put it in the chat. Love Plus. Put Love Plus in the chat. LUHVPLUS.com. LovePlus.com. Tons of free applications up there. A lot of systems up there that allow you to be super successful. Go get your free pass to the arena, the Love Plus arena. This is like business, is like sports. So this is all about business athletics, where we're going to help condition you to become the best version of you, your most attractive character, so that way you can get opportunities to get paid to be you, opportunities to be heard, felt, seen, appreciated, and loved by the people you want to love you. If that sounds good to you, all you need to do is go get a free pass, completely 100% free. All you need to do is have an account with Love Plus. We'll send you email notifications when we have free gifts that we give away and when we do the free lives. Other than that, if you want more help and you want faster guidance and you want faster results, then you pay for it. Other than that, it's free. Also, we have the in-person events when you become part of the community, okay? And if you want to become more effective in less time, it has the audio as well with it. Get the bundle. Go on loveplus.com. If you only want the hardcover, go on Amazon. I haven't gotten paid from this on Amazon anyway, so don't think that you're doing me a favor by paying $10, $11 for it. You're doing yourself a favor. Okay. I haven't even touched that money in that account. Okay. Haven't even seen it. Haven't even looked at it. Anyway, peace, love, beautiful energy. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. Whatever you need to work on and you know what you need to do, then let's go ahead and do it. If you need a roadmap, let me know. Slide in my DMs. If you need help in any facet of your life, whether it's business or romantic relationships, let me know. I will help you out to the best of my ability. I'm not the almighty guru. I don't know everything in the world. I only can help you with what I know. If you like what I talk about and you like what I say, then hey, I can help you. Then let's work together. If not, there's nothing I can do. Okay? Who said that? You only have $8,000. $8,000 is good. That's more money than someone with $0,000. That's someone. That's more than someone with $100. That's more than someone with only 1,000. So be cautious about how you see what you have, because if you change what you say, you change what you see. And if you say that's, maybe that's not a lot to you, say that though. Oh, it's not a lot, but I'm grateful. Okay, cool. More is coming from me. All right, cool. Make sure you have those affirmations, because you deserve to have more money. You deserve to you deserve to get paid to be who you are. You deserve it. Like I told you, I get paid $5,000 in 1 week. 1 week. You can do the same thing too. You can make 20,000. I showed everyone a list, right? Remember, I went down the list and I showed you multiple days back to back, 30,000 this day, tomorrow 20,000. And it's because I represent the version of myself that I've always wanted to be, but there's another level that I still can go to. And I want to show you all how to get there. You may not do it like me. You may do it the way you want to do it, but you have to pay in order to play the game at the highest level. I had to learn that and I had to do it. Guess what? If I want to make a lot of money, but I'm scared to pay people, then I'm never going to make a lot of money. I'm never going to make a lot of money. It just is what it is. So I had to pay people, had to get mentors, had to get in groups, I had to get in communities, had to get coaches. Sometimes all you need is a coach. You don't even need a full mentor. Sometimes you need a coach. Someone just can push you along the way. Sometimes you just need an accountability buddy. Someone that's right there with you along the way. Okay? I'm out of here. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. This has been your Mindset Mondays. My name is Sean Crumay, and I'm the person that helps you get paid to be yourself, utilizing internal and external systems. Okay? I'll see y'all soon. Peace, love, and beautiful energy.